Hey guys, um, so I've been up since like 4:45. Several hours have passed, and I have enough caffeine to function like a relatively normal adult, I think. I do have Red Bull beside me though, so just in case. But the husband is on his voyage, on his little kayak on the lake. Won't catch me doing that. No thank you. No sir, no ma'am. Not gonna happen. Child is upstairs asleep. It's relatively quiet, and I love it. So I was just sitting here thinking about this journey, and I think for everybody, I mean, it's obviously different, right? Going no contact, whether that is like you, well, no matter what stage you are in that process. But I'm curious, like, was it everyone, everywhere, all at once, like cut all the cords, like right now, or was it like one person at a time, but systematically, you know? Because I think that sometimes we can release the one causing us the most pain and still keep some semblance of relationship with the other folks in our lives. And if that's you, I think that's amazing. And I'm sure, no doubt, either way it's complicated. But I think there are times where cutting the head off a snake can, create enough of a shift and awareness where it pivots. Pivot. Okay, if you don't know where that is or from, then you have no business probably watching this video because that ages me. Great show. But creates enough of a pivot and awareness, like, so our point is known and we can kind of usher in some change in the family system. Like, oh shit, someone finally, had enough, said the things that needed to be said. Everyone's having a gut check moment about it. Where am I participating in this? Maybe even a person or people who are sort of leading the charge in the dysfunction can kind of go, whoa, that's a pretty, quote, dramatic exit from the family system. Maybe we should have a look at it. Now, those are the healthier families, and if that's happened for you, I think that's fucking amazing, and clearly there's some hope there. I think for the rest of us, though, it's more like a domino effect, like this slow motion domino, where in my case, it was sort of like I hit the first domino, my mother. We'll get to that story, but I hit the first domino. And it's like that time-lapse thing where it's falling for just a minute, and it hits the second one. That was my stepdad. So the first domino fell Christmas Eve of 2024. New Year's Eve, I get a text message from him, Happy New Year. And I thought that was great because I thought, oh, there is hope. He gets it. And deep down, I know he fucking gets it. But he's been with her for like 40 years, so I'm sure it's much more complicated. I'm not here to make excuses, but either way. So when the second domino got hit him, it was then like still falling in slow motion, and then it was my father, and then it was my aunt, and they were kind of together, so like it started to pick up some momentum at that point, and that was March. Incidentally, the friend group I thought I had at that time completely fell apart. I'm not sure if I want to talk about that ever. I don't really want to give any kind of credence to those individuals, those people who call themselves love and light, who most definitely do not exude love and light, but that happened as well. And somewhere in the interim, as things were falling, it's like my two siblings that I'm closest to also kind of went radio silent, right? And it's not unusual for us to, not talk for weeks or whatever. I mean, it wasn't an unhealthy relationship to begin with. It's just this life happens and we're busy and we all used to understand. But yeah, it was like, it felt like everything everywhere all at once, or everyone everywhere all at once, but really it wasn't. But it was in close proximity, just loss after loss after loss, and choices had to be made, and it's been shitty, obviously, and I am muddling through how I feel about that, because some days are fuck you, yep, and regardless of knowing that I made the right choice, some days feel like, that's right, suck on that. Other days feel like I just want to sit and cry for the sadness that I feel that it had to get to this point. And it was not one inciting incident, although there was like the straw. Christmas Eve was the straw. Just done. It was decades of gaslighting, bullshit, and certain people playing the victim when it didn't make sense for them to play a victim. There's all sorts of stuff like that. So I'll be breaking it down as I process it. There may be method to my madness. There may not be any method whatsoever other than what I feel like talking about and posting at the moment. But the journey that I'm sharing here it's choppy and it's disjointed because I don't know how I'm showing up one day to the next as I navigate through not having people I can count on. Family by blood is just that. It makes you related. It does not beholden you to accept certain ways of being or certain belief systems, or, I mean, insert whatever kind of shit that has been lobbed at us, and especially if your parents are boomers, where, but that's your family and you can't treat them like that. I didn't slap you around or like burn your house down, or I probably can't even say any of this, but I really don't give a shit. But nothing bad was done to anybody. It was just me realizing enough was enough, setting a boundary. And then that apparently is like the worst thing that you can do in the entire world, is to, be disrespectful by enforcing a boundary and not yielding to it. So they thought I was bad before in terms of being sensitive and dramatic and, like tough. I'm sure they will have called me a bitch in my life, and definitely I've been a bitch before, but that's not a title I earned because I was proud of it. It was a title that was given to me for not falling in line, creating drama because I didn't comply with rules, spoken or unspoken, of the dysfunctional family dynamic. So, yeah, so every day going back, circling back to, I don't know, man. It's just day by day is different. And today it's kind of rainy outside. I mean, it's not actually raining, it was, but right now it's just like overcast and still warm and nice, but it's one of those days where you just, at least for me, feeling like wistful, maybe is a good word. Feeling a little bit of like, oh, because the weather that it is, and then that, for me, triggers a lot of those icky emotions around all of this, and so I'm sitting with that this morning, and that's okay. I need to let it bleed. Sometimes I gotta put the salve on it, put the Band-Aid on it, and walk it off, because I literally can't sit here all day long talking about this shit, thinking about this shit, bringing other people into my shit. Although, I mean, like, as part of my like, my husband and my kids, like, they're dragged into it, period, because they live with me or have contact with me, whatever, but it's just one of those days where I feel like it's heavier to carry than other days, and yeah, so if that's like that for you today, I'm sorry, and I see you, and so many of us are on this journey, and sometimes it is about surviving through it. Some of those days are just, I'm gonna get through this, I just need to get through this day, this moment, this hour, whatever, and some days are like, fuck yeah, like I get to do what I want and be who I am without apology, and I don't have to explain anything, and I don't have to walk on eggshells and tiptoe around bullshit and listen to somebody play victim for the billionth time ever. Like, it's just no. Yeah, so later on today, definitely gonna go for a hike should the rain hold off, but right now I'm gonna watch the water, release some stuff, maybe have a good cry if I need to, maybe do a monologue of some kind to myself. No, I'm not crazy, not in the traditional sense anyway, but I do like talk to myself. That's how I process. So if you're doing any of those things today, I'm proud of you, and I'll see you soon.